Hello, readers of Novelicious.com. It is me. It is Rosie Blake in the biggest hat that I could find, here to celebrate my publication day of How to Get a Love Life, my debut novel. Ooh! And here just to say, I love you. It's been amazing. Novelicious Books has been completely brilliant. I have absolutely loved working with Kirsty and Ed and Kerry and the whole gang. And I can't believe this day is actually here, and I've had so many comments, and it's just been gorgeous. If we're not already like Twitter best friends, then let's make it happen, guys. Rosie B Books is my Twitter avatar. Do follow. But I'm actually here to do a reading for you. Novelicious want me to read the prologue to you, and I've said I would as long as I don't have to do any of the accents, because that makes me scared. Anyway, so here you go. It's a reading from How to Get a Love Life, out today, and thank you so much for all your support. All the characters in this book are fictitious, and any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. Except for Chris, who's as big a knob in real life as he is in this book. Prologue. Staring up at the departures desk, I scanned the list of destinations. In just 2 hours, the flight to Greece would be leaving, and I would be on it. My compact grey suitcase, hastily packed that morning, stood to attention by my side. I was ready to go. All around me, loved-up couples held hands and giggled sickeningly over one another. Giddy children gazed up at the illuminated flight boards, their faces full of wonder and excitement, and a young mother cooed at her perfect and adorable baby. One daddy clutched his youngest boy to him as his eldest attempted to clamber onto his back. Everyone is in a unit. A sad, single tear sloped down my cheek, and I wiped it away fiercely. What was I doing? Why was I here? How had things gone this wrong? As I rolled my suitcase over to the check-in queue, I felt a firm tap on my shoulder. "You going too, eh?" The voice belonged to a woman dressed as if she were about to strut out on stage at the X Factor. Her neon orange vest top failed to restrain a roll of pasty flesh, and her enormous round earrings looked like weird green moons orbiting her head. Her clothes shouted teenager, but the fine lines around her eyes suggested she was in her early 30s. Yes? "Sick, me too," she laughed, revealing a lipstick mark on her front tooth, and pointing a coral-painted false nail at her luggage. "Packing light as ever!" The unfeasibly high pitch of her laugh sliced right through me. "Oh, yeah," I nodded, trying my best to be polite while every sinew of my body screamed, "Leave me alone, overly bright airport girl! God, you say I want to curl up into a ball and cry." Remaining firmly at my side, she manoeuvred her suitcase next to mine and held out a stick of gum. I shook my head. No thanks. She popped it into her mouth and talked through it. "You know, I've been on 3 of these holidays, and I've always pulled." She paused to stretch a bit of the gum out before rolling it back into her mouth. "Shagged one guy for the whole week last time, and then he got picked up at the airport by his wife. Orcs." She smiled at me. It was my line. "Oh, that's terrible," I said. "Yeah, whatevs. I suppose it just wasn't meant to be. Better than the 2011 guy who was super clingy. I had to be all like, 'Hello, back off, I'm totes not into back hair.'" Me again. So, you're hoping to meet a fella?" I opened my mouth to speak, but the words stuck in my throat. I wondered again what I was doing in this queue of people, and how my life had come to this. "Your first time?" Her head cocked to one side. "Yes," I confirmed, as the gorgeously tanned woman behind the check-in desk beckoned me over. I approached and slid my passport over the counter. Overly bright airport girl stayed fixed at my shoulder. I waited for check-in women to shoo her back into the queue, but I was clearly assumed we were travelling together, because check-in women took her passport too. I turned to Overly Bright Airport Girl and said with a gulp, "It's my first singles holiday." She squeaked at the announcement, her glossy pink mouth a big ooh of pleasure. A tall man in the queue next door sniggered. I coughed and continued. "Yeah, I'm a single woman who is deliberately going on this holiday with the hope of meeting someone who will love me." Check-in woman looped a sticker through the handle of my suitcase and raised one neatly penciled eyebrow at me. Arms wide, I turned to the rest of the airport. "It's my first ever time on a singles holiday," I cried. "I booked it last night because it seemed like the right thing to do. I just needed to, I trailed off, idiotically, watching as my suitcase juddered along the luggage belt and out of sight. In the distance, I thought I heard someone calling my name, and in that moment, my heart soared. I whizzed around, hair flicking across my face in my haste, and scanned the crowds, hopefully. Nope. Nothing. I'd imagined it. My stomach lurched. Overly Bright Airport Girl slung her meaty arm around my shoulders. "We should so sit together on the flight. I'll show you my holiday pictures from last year. I've got all of them on my phone. All of them. I sniffed, nodded once, resigned. Great. Nicola Brown, how the hell did you end up here? How to Get a Love Life, publication day today. It's really nice to be here.